Hi, I'm Victoria, and after 15 years in the USA, I am now here in Brazil. And I have to say, it's very odd to be warm at Christmas time. But as a pastor for so many years, you'd get to this time of year and you'd be thinking, how can I say something fresh? How can I bring something from the Christmas story that illuminates in a fresh way? And it's so interesting to me that now that I am here, suddenly things start to reveal themselves in ways they hadn't before. I have to admit that I never thought too much about Zechariah. You know, John the Baptist's dad, the one that gets silenced in the temple and then he can get to speak once he writes the words, his name is John. But I never really thought too much about what that experience would have been like. See, here's Zechariah. He's a religious guy. He gets to be the one who goes into the temple. He is a righteous man according to scripture. And everyone presumably looked at him and thought he had his act together. He knew what he was doing. He understood this God thing. And yet, face to face with an angel, he questions the very things that are being said to him. And he is silenced for his unbelief. I wonder how that would have felt for him. For him to walk out of that temple, not able to speak, to know that all the people there who were waiting for him to come out with a word from the Lord would know that something had happened. And yet, this is a moment where Zechariah needs to regroup, to rethink, to reassess. And the interesting thing is, scripture tells us it's not a short period of time. Well, not in our measurement of time. I mean, he had to finish his duties at the temple, then he had to go home, then Elizabeth will become pregnant, then he goes through the whole pregnancy plus the 8 days, and it is only at the circumcision, as he writes the name, his name is John, that Zechariah's silence will end. I mean, that's what, 9, 10, 11 months? No speaking. No speaking, knowing that that came from your own faithlessness. What an interesting moment for this man. And it's got me thinking, what built faith in him? See, I wonder whether actually Zechariah can come to that place where he can declare who God is. He can declare that his son is called John, even though that breaks all the traditions. It goes against all that sense of duty that he's had for so long. I am wondering if he could only come to that place because of these months of silence. And I'm wondering if the testimony of his wife is a profound part of that journey. You see, presumably, Zechariah has faith on display through his wife through that whole season. See, clearly Elizabeth believed what was said and she took it into her heart, and then there she is with John growing in her own womb. I mean, there's nothing secret about her acceptance of the good news and the message that's been given. And then, fast forward 6 months of having watched his wife, then Mary turns up. I kind of wonder if Zechariah was there when Mary and Elizabeth greet, whether he actually got the privilege of seeing that incredible moment, that leap of faith and certainty of the baby John in the womb. But whether he saw it or not, he saw Mary. She was there for a period of time. It says 3 months according to scripture. He would have seen her faith, her acceptance, her willingness, knowing how detrimental carrying this child would be for her reputation. And it makes me wonder about our own faith story, about those seasons of silence. And to be honest with you, I am in a season of silence. Communication is not something I can really do here. My Portuguese is not that good. Yet what does the Lord want to teach? What does it look like to trust, to believe, to walk in faith in moments of silence? You see, that hymn of praise that Zechariah can give once his mouth is opened, I believe that hymn, that declaration, that acknowledgement of the goodness of God, it comes in the silence. And if you're in a season of silence, what might it be that the Lord is doing in you? Or maybe you're running away from silence. I think I've done that through the years. You've run away from moments of quiet because you don't want to come face to face with yourself. What could it be that the Lord wants to teach you if you were to pause? See, this Christmas season can be crazy. We can run around, we can do so much and miss the very essence of a Christ who didn't come that we could put gifts under a tree, but a Christ that would come, that we might know peace, that we might know hope, that we might be a people who can walk in faithful trust, that He is good even in silent times, even in confusing moments, even when we don't understand. This Christmas, what might you be learning?